What's going on, guys? Back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Captain America Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, and Shira Haas. Interesting character. Very interesting. First of all will be very brief. I might start briefing all my first of alls. Just going to warn you right now, they're probably not going to be as long as they used to be. But I have to talk about the character structure of Anthony Mackie himself. It's not that far of a range. And this is not an insult. It's just an honest observation of Anthony Mackie here. All right. I have to put this out there. Look, this guy came out a long time ago in 2001 with She Hates Me, right? And that was one of Spike Lee's wildest movies right there, when Spike Lee still had it in him to make a good film. He decided to put a young Anthony Mackie in there who was impregnating like 1,000 women for some kind of experiment, a social experiment, if you'd call it that.
Sex?
Or him just having fun.
Hell yeah.
A blast. What he was doing. But he still was Anthony Mackie. Then you want to talk about movies like anything with him as Falcon. Anything. Any MCU where he played Falcon. He was still Anthony Mackie. Conceited, boasting, somewhat goofy Anthony Mackie. It was still him. This is why he's always annoyed me as this character. Okay, then we could also discuss Night Before, where, he's trying his thing at comedy here. But the problem is that he's still Anthony Mackie in this comedy. So he was, of course, the least funniest character in the movie. It didn't work. It did not work out for him. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Anthony Mackie played Tupac in Notorious. You might have forgotten. I don't think some of you don't even have an idea or a clue that he did that. Yeah, he did that. And the issue is he didn't play Anthony Mackie this time, which some of you would think, how is that an issue? You've been complaining about him not playing himself, not playing his actual character this entire time. Well, yes, he did not play Anthony Mackie, but he also did not play Tupac. So I don't know who the hell that was. But all I know, that was pure comedy in a movie that was not a comedy.
I'm Tupac.
So
no,
I just wonder when will Anthony Mackie up his game? Now, I know he has this show out with Twisted Metal, where it's a video game show, and it doesn't look too bad. I guess I never played that game. I never played it, so I have no connection to that. No nostalgia, nothing like that to that. But I still might want to check it out, I guess, just to see if maybe he took a crack at trying to be the character he's playing in the show. We'll get to that maybe soon. All right. But my question right now is, will he at least flex his acting chops in this movie? We're about to find out. Let's go. Captain America, A Brave New World. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, you already know where this is going. You know where this is going. Now, every Marvel movie that comes out, they have to announce 1,000 times, whether you want to see it or not. So you know, do not lie to me. You know about this movie. Immediate penalization. I don't care. You're getting penalized. Do not play games with me right now. Okay? All right. Anyways. Captain America, Brave New World. Pretty much, we're coming off of Anthony Mackie. The Falcon. Freshly becoming Captain America. I don't know why they did that. It's in the comics. I know, but that doesn't mean everything should work because it's in the comics. But anyways, yes, he is now Captain America. He has the wings and the shield at the same time, and he's doing his thing. All right, so now he's set off on his first mission as Captain America, his first official mission without Winter Soldier's help this time, right? He has his own lackey now. He's no longer the lackey.
On your left.
He's got his lackey. I forgot his name, but you know, he's there. He's there. He's wearing his old suit. And so they're flying around and they're doing their thing. Woohoo! And they have this little conversation with the forgotten Captain America, Isaiah, right? They go to this event and all of a sudden Isaiah starts shooting at people. He's trying to murk Ross, General Ross. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to murk General Ross, and they're trying to figure out why is he doing this. Of course, the officials have to run him down and stop him, and they put Isaiah right back in prison.
Sometimes I feel like,
which was a very sad scene. I'll get that in a minute. And so now this leaves Falcon and his buddy to figure out the mystery of what the hell is going on. Why are all these soldiers suddenly snapping like they're under some kind of trance and trying to take out General Ross and his team? And that's pretty much the premise of the movie. Positives. The action is impressive. Surprisingly impressive. Brutal. A lot more violent than your usual Captain America. He even made a whole thing to let you know I'm not like Captain America. I'm not him. I'm Falcon, but Captain America. Like, I think I forgot his name. But yeah, he's a lot more to the point, a lot more aggressive, a lot more violent. So it did make it quite interesting to watch the action scenes go down. His little fight he had with the one guy, Sidewinder, outside on the truck. That was pretty cool. Okay, I didn't expect that to be such a flawless scene as it was under the circumstances, right? And there's a whole lot of other action scenes in here that just went without any kind of worry. They went through. They just went through. No problems. So most of the time, most action scenes went through with no issue. The one that did not go through, we will get to it in a minute. Trust me. All right. Then the actor that played Isaiah had remarkable emotional range, man. I'm telling you, when he first got apprehended after trying to assassinate Ross, man, just the fact that he figured or realized he's getting locked back up. He just got out. Now he's getting locked up again. And that was extremely sad. That was so sad to watch that, man, because that hurt his soul. That part hurt his soul deeply. He didn't want to go back, man. He got too far to get pulled back like he got pulled back in this movie. So I felt that. I felt it. If nobody else did, I did. And I'm not going through what he's going through, but I still felt that pain. Like, yo, this dude, man, he He didn't deserve this. He's an innocent bystander if you think about it. They had him on some kind of trance or whatever's going on. They had him going through it. They had this guy going through it. Probably one of the best actors in the movie. To be honest with you. Okay? Not even including Anthony Mackie in this. I'm just saying this guy alone, he knocked it out the sky when it comes to that acting, man. Honestly. Another positive. Spoiler alert right now. Adamantium was mentioned in this movie before our boy went off on everybody in that meeting. They brought up adamantium, how they discovered it. And they brought it to the light in the film. So very soon, someone else is coming to the MCU. I really hope. We've all awaited this moment. We've all waited for this. And we're going to get it. We're finally going to get that moment. I hope this is not a teaser, man. Because if this is a teaser, they are wrong for that. They are so wrong for playing around with our emotions, mentioning that word, and then not giving us what we want. Because that's what we want. Okay? True X-Men fans have been waiting for this for such a long time. I know I have. So when he said, though, that special word, man, my eyes got wide. They got wide. Joy to hear that A word in an MCU movie. Okay? Glad to hear it. Last positive. This is supposed to be somewhat of an action and a mystery at the same time, because the whole time you're trying to figure out why these soldiers are going crazy, why they're all of a sudden going into these trances that they're going into and just hurting people and trying to murk people and assassinate. And when you got things like that going on, it puts you in a position where you can't trust anybody in the movie. I couldn't trust anybody around Anthony Mackie. Okay, I didn't know who was the bad guy and who was the good guy at that point. It could have been anybody. I kept thinking one person, and it ended up not being that person. Not going to say who that is. All right, but it constantly had me thinking that the entire time. I was like, who could this be?
That was him.
And that's a hell of a murder mystery right there. Okay. That's the kind of action thrill. That's the kind of thrill you want in an action movie. Okay. You want to be on the edge of your seat, like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who to trust. All right. And I feel like Anthony Mackie, I'm sorry, Falcon, whatever. I'm not calling him Captain America. I can't really call him Captain America a lot of times. I feel like he should be worried too. And he shouldn't trust anybody. Okay. That's how intense that was. All right. I feel like Inspector Gadget the entire time I watched this film. Negatives. The villain's plan wasn't all that original. It wasn't. It's not the first time we've seen someone do this. Okay, I'm not gonna say who the villain was. I got to keep some kind of mystery to what's going on here. So I'm just gonna say this. They thought this would be clever to have the villain going around processing certain medicines to certain people to a point where it takes some effect on certain people. All right, and they're moving around, and they're kind of in your face. The villain is kind of in your face the entire time. You're sitting there like, okay, I see the person that they have here. I see what they're doing. But this can't be the end game of it all. This can't be the final boss right here. But when you figure that it is the final boss, besides other situations that happen on later on in the film, you're like, oh, they didn't try. They didn't even try with this plot. They didn't try at all. Why did they do that? Why? Yeah, that was predictable. That was predictable. Now that was predictable. If nothing else was that I saw coming when it finally came to light what was really going on. You're like, oh, okay, but that's it. That's it. You gotta be kidding me. Another positive. President Ross was pure comedy once he turned. And this is everybody knows what goes on in this movie. Everybody's heard. If you're even watching this review, you know. You know. I'll have the spoiler alert up there anyways, but you should already know by now what happens okay in this movie. So every time he felt that urge, it was like he was having an ulcer. I don't know what was going on with him. I don't know if his stomach hurt or he hadn't had his I don't know, his medication, his grandpa medication today, or I don't know what was going on. He was sweating and it looked like he was, in some kind of geriatric pain there. I don't know how to call this. I don't know what to call what was going on with that. All I know is that I laughed. I laughed hard every time this man got angry. Man, Harrison Ford is not the pick. He is not the one for this role. He really is not. That made this more comedy than intense. It's not like the old school ones where, oh, they're about to turn. Oh, man, this is going to be crazy. No, none of that. None of that effect. None of that hit like it's supposed to hit. I'm not supposed to laugh at Harrison Ford. This is horrible. That was horrible. Okay? Another negative.
Yo, the sound is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Falcon is lucky that he had those wings in order to fight Hulk, Red Hulk, at the end of this film. Let me explain something. Spoiler alert, already went up again. It's up again, all right? They laced his wings with vibranium. Same thing that the Shield has. So this man has double the Shield, okay? He's like a walking plot device. He's a walking, breathing plot device. This man has no flaws at this point. He can fight Satan and win.
It's, Satan.
Fie on you, Satan!
I'm serious. So when he started fighting the Red Hulk, that looked so damn goofy. I couldn't take it. This was almost the death of me in that theater. I couldn't take it. I was screaming in my seat, squeaming, not screaming. in my seat, squirming would be a better word for that. But I felt embarrassed for the movie, or whoever had the idea to have the Falcon actually fight the Red Hulk. What are you doing? Now, I still have to research and find out if this happened in the comics, because I did not keep up with that in the comics at all. All I know is that he was Captain America in the comics as well. That's all I know. Did he fight the Red Hulk? I have no idea. And I doubt it would go like this. And I doubt that he had vibranium in his wings too. But I'll find out sooner or later. All right. All I know, other than that, that was a horrible fight. Probably one of the worst fights in MCU history. Okay. He was doing things that should have gotten him killed. There's no way he should have survived that fight. That was crap. That was bull. It was bull. And for that, I'm giving this an I. Yes, just an I. You're lucky you're getting that. All right. It was a decent action movie. Besides the last fight, it was decently carrying itself for those several hours that I watched this. It seemed like it was longer. All right. But that end was a car wreck, was a plane crash. Honestly, press that like button, share. You better subscribe.